Before we get into the video, a couple of safety things we must go through. So first thing, unplug the machine from the power supply. Isolate that plug so nobody else can plug it back in while you're working on it. Wear some safety gloves because inside the machine is some very sharp edges. And lastly, if you're not confident doing this, contact your local repair agent to help you out. As is the case with most dishwashers, all the electrical components are underneath the appliance. Now, for the purpose of this video, we've got the dishwasher laid down on its side. So this is the very bottom of the dishwasher. And what is the most typical layout for just about all brands and manufacturers is they have a plastic base which is removable. And more often than not, it's just held in with little plastic clips all the way around. Occasionally there might be a couple of screws as well. But if you want to gain access to things like the pump, the motor, the heater, everything else electrical on the dishwasher, you'll find it beneath here. So this becomes the access panel for those components. So I'm going to remove this and show you how we do it. So it is just a case of using a screwdriver just to tease it apart. And the base just comes away like that. So as you can see, what we've got left now is all the electrical components. So just a quick tour. That's your drain pump. That's your heater there. That's your main washing motor. So that is what sprays the water around the appliance. That as a heater is obviously going to heat the water up. And that is your drain pump there. Okay, so in this video we're going to show you how to remove and replace a circulation motor on a dishwasher. Now, for the benefit of the video, we've got the appliance laid down on its side, which does tend to upset a little bit of water into the cabinet. So it's a good idea to make sure you've got all of the water from inside the cabinet, as much, at the very least as much as you can. But I'd still recommend making sure you've got a couple of towels ready, because it's still highly likely you might get a little dribble or a little puddle of water on the floor. Always best to be prepared. Now, what is your circulation motor and why would you need to consider changing this? Well, this quite simply is what sprays the water around inside your cabinet. So if you've got issues with the water not moving around or you're not hearing any noise from this motor, then it's either because the motor's failed or because there's something stuck inside it. A piece of food or a piece of broken glass, for example. In either case, whether it's faulty or there's something stuck in there, you're going to need to remove it to either remove the blockage or replace the motor itself. So this video I'm going to walk you through how we physically remove this, and then you can take your repair from there on. Now you'll notice there's a couple of pipes. There's one there and one there, so we're going to need to disconnect both of these pipes. The motor itself is also screwed in from the back here, so I need to take a screw out there. And then we've just got a couple of electrical connections. So once we've got these off, the screw out and the cables off, then the motor should come out quite easily. So the first thing I'm going to do is wind out the screw holding it all in. So that's the screw removed. So what we need to do now is disconnect the hoses from it. And as they are on this particular dishwasher anyway, spring type clips, all you need is a pair of pliers just to squeeze them together. Okay, that's off on that side. Now the clip there is a little bit difficult to get at while the motor is in place, but this one's much easier to get at, so I'm going to take it off there instead. That's that there. And here is the electrical connection for it. So we can disconnect that. And then in theory, this should just come off now. So disconnect that there, pull that out. That's to disconnect the earth wire, is your circulation motor. Now, if you've got the dishwasher out and on its side, or maybe even on its back if that's easier, then getting at the circulation motor and replacing it isn't too difficult of a job, and you don't really need any special tools to deal with that. Now, if you are replacing it because it's faulty, it tends to come as one complete unit, except for this bracket here. You need to take this off and put it onto the new motor. And it also probably won't come with this hose, so you'll have to take that off and put it onto the new motor. But if you're dealing with a blockage, you might find something stuck inside there when you have a look. And you might just need a pair of pliers to pull it out again. So it's definitely worth checking in there for blockages before you think about ordering and replacing a new circulation motor. But as you've seen from the video, it's quite easy to do. So if, let's just say we're dealing with a blockage, we've got the blockage out, all we need to do now is refit the motor, which is just a case of following the same steps but in reverse. So just because that's awkward to get at, I'm going to connect the earth wire up now. Then going to push that into position there. That up there. And that in that position. It's just a case of reattaching the hose clamps. That's that one. I'll reattach this one. That's that one. Just a little tip for you, when you are putting these hose clamps back on, or these hoses and clamps back on, there's usually an indentation left behind by the clip, so you usually get a very good impression of when you've got that back in the right place. And as I don't know if you'll see on the camera, but there's a little notch on the rubber hose and a little tab there, so you know you've got the hose in the right place when it's just about up to that point there. And with this one here, as long as the hose is flush with the motor and you've got the clip resting in the right place, then you've got the water pipes connected back up. So in this position, I'm going to reconnect the power supply to it. Which is that. And I'm going to put the screw back in. So, as you've just seen on the video, if you're dealing with a blockage inside there, or you're replacing that because it's faulty, it is quite straightforward to do. And once we've got that back on, or a new one in its place, all we need to do is push the base back onto the machine, stand it back up, and you should be good to go. So that is how you remove and replace a circulation motor.